Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Website 101 Lunch Bite. Our second lunch bite this month. We're trying to do it like every other week on the first Wednesday of the month and then the third Wednesday of the month. My name is Amanda Lutz. I am one of the Website 101 podcast hosts. I always seem to screw that title up. And with me this week is Sean Smith. Hey, Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm also one of the co-hosts of this wonderful Website 101 podcast, and we're here for Lunch Bites, and we're missing our other co-host, Mike Mella, who is busy and not feeling very
Yes.
well, so he just can't make it in. I'm sure he'll be here next week, but Mike, we wish
2
you
weeks.
the best, or next time.
Yeah, Mike.
We wish
Mike
you the
the better.
best.
Oh, we should have told him to go at least watch it live.
Maybe he
To
is.
increase the viewers. No, he's not. Yeah, I don't know
So,
what's going around. I was in bed all day Sunday.
um, what did I do on Sunday? You know what? I think I also spent the day in front of the TV and sleeping on the sofa.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, it
was.
was a really relaxing day. Other than
Oh
that, how
no,
was your weekend?
I was
Oh, you were
sick.
sick.
I was
Oh,
sick. I was
I was
not.
just tired.
Yeah. um. Yeah. Otherwise, the weekend was all right. This is a crazy busy week for me. So Seneca, in their infinite wisdom, I don't know why. Oh, Mike is watching. Hi, Mike.
I
Um,
am not on. Oh, hey, Mike. I got to go check
there
out
we
the
go.
YouTubes.
Yeah. So the semester ends on a Wednesday, which is weird. I don't know why they would do that. So classes that are taught on Thursdays and Fridays, as in all of mine, are a week short. So in order
Well,
to have
that doesn't sound very
this
good for the
doesn't
students.
make any sense at all, right? So I've had to get makeup classes scheduled for all of the classes. And of course, because people have lives and they have part-time jobs and they have family obligations and whatever else they're doing, I didn't want it to make the makeup class be like really like intensive, like a lot of new
Yeah.
information for a big assignment or whatever. So I picked this week for all of them, for better or for worse. So I've had already 3 makeup classes this week, plus the 4 classes I'm going to have to teach on Thursday and Friday. So it's
Oh God. And then client work,
Amanda's a
and you have
weekend.
time for
And
lunch
then
bites.
client work and making time for lunch bites and family obligations. And it's,
Well, you're going to be crazy, crazy busy.
yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm at the opposite end of the scale. I'm underutilized. Like I I've just hit a bit of a slump in the business, and I'm doing my best to pick it up. Our Slack group, there was some talk about maybe being able to work with some of the guys yet. Hope hasn't happened yet, but just the fact that people are willing to give me a shot or help me out, great. And I'm
Yeah.
spending some time trying to figure out the best way for me to drum up business because most of my day is just spent looking at my computer, wondering what to do right now. And
Yeah.
I just
Oh, so
go ahead.
sorry, keep going. Oh,
I'm
no,
just
I was just
not
going to say
so
that.
good at. Oh. Amanda, you go. I'll stop.
I was just going to say 2 things. One, I think the fact that we have such a good Slack community, that we're all, not even all, the majority of us are self-employed. We help each other out a lot with questions and answers. Like I had to ask for help just this morning with something that wasn't working. So
Did you
if you
get that
work for
work?
yourself,
Did you get that resolved?
I did, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
But if you work for yourself, if you work in a company, if you work the 9 to 5, if you're like whatever your community is, whatever your little yellow rubber ducky to like talk your problems through, anywhere that you can get help from is so important. It's so necessary. It's so vital, to be able to help you out in the times that you need it. So I'm really happy that we
Oh,
have our group.
absolutely. Being able to talk shop with people who can understand the jargon and what you're going through.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
a self-employed person, I don't have any water cooler talk except for what we do on Slack and when we occasionally
Hmm.
meet people full time over drinks. But like somebody like Rob, he's employed full time for a nonprofit, but he's the
Mhm.
only web developer there. He has nobody to talk to about it. So
Yeah.
he gets the same benefit. So it doesn't matter whether you're full time or self employed, you can get benefit from finding a small group of people to hang out with and talk, whether it's virtually or getting together for drinks once in a
Yeah.
while.
Well, and like you said, people who know the same jargon too. So like my partner Andrew, he is tech. He is in the tech industry. But he's always done websites just like me, but now he's sort of more on the marketing side of it. And he
Right.
is at like he works at a company, and so he's like moved up to the director level now. So he knows like all of the tech side of it, but he doesn't know the content management systems we use. He doesn't know about the similar local development environment that we all have set up, that we've all heard, oh, you're talking about this and it works out really good. I'm going to use that too. So even just like, even if you have like technical people around you, if they're not, it always helps to have people who like know what you're talking about.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially
I
if
was
your
going to
spouse
say,
is in another industry. Like my wife
oh
does
yeah,
data management. I can't talk to
yeah.
her about like Alpine JavaScript or local development. Her eyes will just roll in the back of her head. She'll be
No,
bored.
I know, right? They don't care. And quite frankly, when they start sharing about their day, it's like we listen as much as a spouse does. But if they want
Exactly.
to get into
Offer the
like the
support,
minutia
but
of
it's like
it,
I don't really know what to say because I know nothing about this.
yeah. Mike says that this sounds like a great podcast episode topic. Mike, you're not wrong.
I think he's onto something. We should do that.
Yeah,
Add it
or
to the
he's like
list. We'll go
hopped
into
up on
Airtable and add it onto the list.
or he's hopped up on really great pain pills, and we'll when we talk about it later, we'll be like, I don't know, man. I've had days like
So
that.
I want to touch on something that you mentioned in Slack this morning. You were having some issue with your local development, and then you said something about you missed the days when it was just HTML and CSS and a little bit of JavaScript instead of
Yeah.
all of this tooling and over complicating things. I am 100% on board. We have to have a build process. There's just so much to know as one person.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah, there
something
is a
goes
lot to
wrong,
know.
it could take hours to figure it out, and then you have to get on to your work.
Yeah, which is yeah, sometimes definitely difficult. It's time consuming. I'm trying to find a link that I show students every semester. Give me a second so I can set it up. This was something that was tweeted a while ago. Here, how do I share my screen on share my screen? Oh, the entire screen. This one here.
It hasn't
There we go.
shared yet.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
there it
coming.
is.
So this is, and the title of this is "The State of Modern Web Development." And
It's
so often it
so
feels
true.
this way. It's so true because it's like you've got all of these layers. You've got like Docker for the local development environment, and then we've got like all of the make files, and maybe Craft for the backend, and Vite for the front end, and the HTML, and the JavaScript, and the CSS, and the CSS precompiler, and everything else. And it's like, and when it works together, it looks awesome. Like that is so impressive. But the problem is that if any one of these layers pop, you're taking a dunk in the river.
Yeah, and you take a look at those rafts. There's two ropes on the front and two ropes on the back holding it together. I mean, it's
Oh,
like,
ropes up the side. Yeah.
yeah, it's just held together with like a prayer, basically.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
web
And
development in a nutshell.
some days that is what development feels like. I remember, so when I was in university, I did the co-op, and I did tech support for one of my work terms, and I don't wish that on anybody who ever works with the public, especially in tech support. God bless you and all of the patience that you learn. But it was like, so often the joke was that sunspots is gonna, like, oh, what's causing it? Gremlins. I don't know what's gonna fix it. If I
Reboot.
magically do control alt delete 3 times. Not just reboot once, don't just turn it off and on again. 3 times is the magic number. And it's like there are some days where it's like all of this technology is witchcraft. A dark, dark magic that sometimes
Yeah,
sometimes will cast you down to the pits of hell.
we got some voodoo magic going on here.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it's really hard to know everything and then keep up with changes. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm there's always something I need to learn, and then I'm always falling more back. It's like one step forward, three steps backwards. That's where I feel like with what I need to know to keep up and do everything that needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I for sure get that feeling too. And then like and we've talked about this so many times before. That's when the imposter syndrome sets in, and that's when the
Mm.
oh, maybe maybe I should be like my sister and just go work in Mexico for the rest of or in Ecuador for the rest of my life. It's hard to stay motivated. And then the problem too is that once you like fall off that motivation bike or horse or whatever you want to call it, it's so hard to climb back on because it always just seems so insurmountable.
Yeah, I'm in the valley right now.
Yeah,
The valley is it's deep and dark.
I
There's not a
know.
lot
I
of
get
light
that.
there.
Yeah. So I think though that yes, I think acknowledging that you're in the valley is a good first step. And then I think trying to do other things is going to help your mental health. Like I was just thinking today because I was sick on the weekend and we had other things and I've been so busy this week. I haven't been for a run in about a week and a half and it's affecting me. It's affecting me physically, it's
Mm.
affecting me emotionally. I am shorter, I am cross, I am cranky, I'm having to apologize a lot to my kid and my partner and it's just I just want to go out for a run. But the fact that I've got like stuff to do and it's not working, so I got to fix it before I can get to it, and client meetings in the afternoon, it's like it just
It's
yeah, I'm going
overwhelming.
through a period
Yeah.
where there's not enough hours in the day, and yet as soon as I'm done with dinner, it's like I should probably do work tonight. I'm not. I can't. I'm done.
I would also think that now that it gets dark at 5 o'clock, it's harder to go for a run in the dark. Like, do you really? I know I wouldn't want to go for a run in the dark. I don't
Um
know about you, but for me personally, I don't. I like going for daily walks, but
yeah.
if I don't get it in before the day is good done, like the daylight is gone, then I'm unlikely to go.
No, I hear you. Like when I'm into it, it's like I would go running at any time,
Okay.
except for early in the morning because I'm not an early in the morning person. Um, but yeah, it's hard. Adulting is hard, a lot harder than anybody ever told us.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Well, hopefully next week's a little easier. You won't have all those makeup classes, and then you can get back on the horse and start running again
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and
I'm hoping
get a
before
little
the weekend.
relaxation.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Oh, I run to relax, which is ridiculous, but
Actually, I don't think it's that ridiculous because it's alone time. And I don't know if you're listening to music or podcasts or you're just running with your thoughts in your head. I think it's a great way to work things out, whether it's subconsciously and you're just got nothing keeping your focus, or you're running an I idea in the back of your mind intentionally while you run.
yeah.
Uh,
I
it,
am a big fan of like if an idea is not coming to you, put it on the back burner for a little bit. Just
yes.
let it gestate in the back of your head while you're doing other stuff. Think, let your mind wander a little bit. And oftentimes something will at least trigger a good idea.
A lot of times, if I'm stuck with something that I'm working on, I've been working on it for a couple hours or 3 hours, and I just can't figure it out. Google's not helping me. I'm getting frustrated. The best thing I can do is switch to another project, go for a walk, do something else, and then come back to it the next day or a few hours later, and my mind is fresh. And meanwhile, in the back of my head, the problem's solved, and I'll look at it and boom, it's done.
Yeah.
I not every time, but a lot of
Not
times.
every time, no. I was about to say though that there are still those times where it's like you come back to it like the next day and it's like, fuck you, not yet. I'm not
Yeah, and
ready. I'm not
that's when
ready
you
yet.
punch a hole in the wall and you need to get somebody to repair your drywall for you.
Yeah.
But another way to help with this is something that you talked about earlier. Is you mentioned rubber ducking.
Mm,
And for anybody who's watching and not familiar with the term, it's basically it's where you talk something out, and it can be talking to somebody else. But if you're alone, you could be rubber ducking. It's like you hold up a little rubber duck. I've got a Darth Vader here, so I rubber Darth Vader, and you talk to whatever it is, and it helps you work it out. One example that I have is a lot of times I might be writing a support ticket because I'm stuck on something, and I was like, hey, your plugin isn't working or whatever. And I'm writing out the ticket, and I'm putting all the details because I've learned how to write out a proper ticket. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I missed this step, or
yep.
something clicks in my mind, and
Yep.
boom, I
Oh, how
don't
about
have to do
maybe
the
I should
support
try
ticket.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So that
happens a
that's what
lot.
rubber ducking is. It's not literally talking to yourself or this little object, although it can be, but it's basically talking about the problem with somebody or
Yeah.
explaining it.
But I feel like there has been a movement in the last almost year, I'm gonna say, where it's like on Reddit and stuff, like people will like show off their ducks. Like they have
I've
like a
never seen
literal
that. That's kind
little
of cool.
rubber duck that it's like, and like if you go like to the web development subreddits and people will be like, oh, here's my debugging buddy today. He fixed all the problems. So yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna have to
it's
check that out. I like that. That's a great
I
idea.
wish I had invested in like yellow rubber about a year ago. I'd be swimming in it now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So what are you doing in the evening for entertainment? Like, what are you watching on
Um,
TV?
oh my goodness. So I have a problem where I will like binge shows that I've already watched and it
Uh,
drives Andrew crazy. I'm
you sound
talking
like my daughter. She always watches
I'm
the same stuff over and over.
Community, The Office, Scrubs, Parks and Rec, Happy Endings, New Girl. Like, yeah, I've been
Yeah.
through all of them a bunch of times. So I'm trying to like watch other things. I recently watched all of the Fall of House of Usher.
Oh, that was good. I liked it.
So good. I
Yeah.
really liked it.
That's on, I believe
I
that was on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Last night I just finished watching the last season of Sex Education.
Oh, I haven't watched that at all. Is it good?
Also on Netflix. Yeah, I liked it. The
Okay.
last season was a little. I mean, they had to tie a lot of stuff up. It was obviously the last season.
Oh, so it's the
It
final
so
season.
it's like the final season. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. There were some things that were a little eye rolling.
Okay.
Kind of like, oh God, really? We're gonna go there? But overall, like I enjoy the characters. So I liked that. And I feel like I watched, and then like with with my partner, with Andrew, we're watching Lower Decks. We're watching the new Rick and Morty. We just finished Mrs. Maisel, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, even
Oh
though
my
that
God,
was
that
in the
show is
spring.
so good. So good.
It's very, very well written, yeah,
Oh,
and very well acted. So good.
actually, I
And
could
I feel,
rewatch that show.
yeah. So the Tony Shalhoub, who plays
Yep.
Mrs. Maisel's dad, I saw on Netflix that there's a trailer for he remember his monk detective character?
I never watched Monk.
I never watched it, but are you aware of the character?
I am.
Has a movie. So I wonder if the popularity of the marvelous Mrs. Maisel kind of like got people being like, "Oh
Regenerated
yeah, Tony
that?
Shalhoub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember he was." So and if so, cool, good for him. I hope it all works out.
Yeah, if anybody watching hasn't watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, you really should. The acting is so good. The
Yeah,
everything about it, the writing, the costumes. It takes place in the 1950s, and the guy that plays
and early
Lenny,
60s.
the guy that plays Lenny is brilliant. I love him.
Lenny.
Um, Lenny, the
Maybe the
comic. What's it?
mobsters?
No, maybe I'm misremembering. He plays the actual famous. There's an
Oh,
actual
the comic.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
He's
No, I know who you mean now. Yeah, I think it is Lenny.
Yeah. Anyways, I can't remember his last name. If I said it, you would know it for sure.
Mhm.
Anyways, I really liked his acting and his
Yeah.
story arc and stuff. I thought it was brilliant.
I also love the architecture. Oh my God, those like pre-war apartments in New York that they all live in. Get GTFO.
No doubt. Um, so I finished the latest season of The Morning Show. And if you haven't
Mm.
watched The Morning Show, check it out. Season 2 was a little bit weak. Season 3 picked it up again, and it's been renewed for season 4.
Oh,
Excellent.
okay. I think I'm about
Jennifer Aniston is in it.
halfway through season 3.
Yeah, I really like that show.
Yeah.
And excuse me, I started this new show, Lucky Hank, and it's got the guy from Breaking Bad and the spin-off show. Oh,
Which
what
guy
the?
from Breaking Bad? Is it Bryan Cranston? Did you forget
No,
Bryan Cranston's name?
Not Bryan Cranston. The
The
guy who
guy
got
who
the
played Jesse
spin-off show.
Pinkman?
No, the guy who got the spin-off show, which I
Better
now
Call
can't
Saul?
remember. Better Call Saul. Yeah, the guy who played Saul.
Okay. I can see him, and now I've like blanked on the actor's
Yeah.
name too.
Anyways, I watched the first episode. It's pretty good. I like it pretty much. I think it has a lot of potential. It's a new show came out this year, so I'm checking that out.
He was in a movie too. He was in an action movie. Um, Bob Odenkirk.
Yes, Bob Odenkirk. Right. Yes.
Yeah, and he was in an action movie called Nobody
Oh,
in
that was so
2021.
good.
It
That
was a
was
good
so
movie.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely watch that. And I'm going way back and watching an old show that I've heard about but never watched before. Red
What's that?
Dwarf, classic British
Oh,
sci-fi.
yeah.
I've watched the first 3 episodes so far. It's hard to get used to the laugh track, but I mean, like 1988, laugh tracks were the thing, but it's
Yeah.
so good. It's so good. It's funny as hell.
Nice.
And I've never watched it before, so I'm going in fresh. It's not a rewatch.
So, hey, viewers, anybody who's watching, do you like to keep up with new media and television and movies, or do you like to binge and stream the old ones that make you feel safe and warm and secure inside? I need to feel
Good question.
vindicated that it's not just
Yes.
me. That it's not just me.
Let us know. Leave a comment,
Yes.
and then we'll rehash it if we get some comments. We'll rehash it next time we do lunch bites.
Yes. As a final thing, because I know I'm super behind on getting the podcast episodes on YouTube and just anything else on YouTube, I can't even open Photoshop anymore. My scratch disk isn't big enough. I only have 6 gig left on my hard drive. Photoshop.
Wow.
So I'm thinking of getting a new hard drive that I can then like just use my tablet to remote into whenever I'm away.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to, with Black Friday starting very very soon, if anybody wants to share some specs or some good deals that they're looking at, I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, there's always going to be good deals for that. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, Sean, if you've got downtime, you can. That's what you need to do. You can start being a hardware concierge.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that hardware IT concierge, but that would involve tech support. And
Yeah,
based
I
on
know
what you
that's
said
true.
earlier, maybe not such a great idea.
Nobody wants to do that. Mike has commented and said that he just watched season 1 of True Detective for the first time.
Oh, that's on my to watch list.
I remember watching the first season, but I also remember for many of it, I was influenced, under influences for many
Oh.
episodes. So like I'd watch one and then watch another one and be like, I don't understand anything that's happening right now. Oh, right, we had gummies that night, so it's yeah,
Oh, well, there you go. Oh,
yeah.
and one last thing about TV, The Crown, the final season is coming next week or the week after. Anyways, very soon.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
Andrew was watching that. He enjoyed it a lot.
yeah, I surprisingly I enjoyed it. It's not really normally my thing, but it was really well done. I liked it a lot.
Hmm.
Looking forward to the conclusion.
I guess now they can have a conclusion
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like she was going
because
to live forever, but
she's
eventually she had to pass.
yes, no, it's true. And on that joyful, happy note, good job, Amanda. I think that we've talked
The-
enough. for
Yeah,
today. Happy
let's
lunch
call it a
bites.
day.
Let's call
All
it.
right. See you guys
Sean, good talking to you. Mike, thank you for watching and
for
commenting
tuning
and
in.
stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye, everyone.